Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, follow that Twitter right down below. Today, what we're going to be talking about is Steve Carell's new show, Space Force. Now, first, let's talk about what the show is about, and then we'll continue to move on with my own opinion and Steve Carell and blah, blah, blah. Space Force is coming out on Netflix. It's about a general who has no idea anything about technology, anything about space, anything about anything. He's put on this team in this huge place like NASA, and he has to lead a team of like 10 astronauts to space, and he's essentially like in a managerial position where he tells people what to do and where to go and how to function, and he sets up prototypes and designs and approves and everything, and it pretty much turns into a disaster. Steve Carell uses his humor to his advantage once again. It's got the whole, Crazy Stupid Love humor, The Office humor, Parks and Rec humor. It's got that kind of thing that Steve Carell nails every single time. This is in his ballpark. There's no way this guy is going to ever struggle with this role. This role is made for him. And it's right up. No, it is his alley. Steve Carell owns this kind of comedy. The whole, awkward kind of looking away, saying something uncomfortable but obvious, pointing out the obvious kind of humor. That's what I call it, because like Steve Carell's humor is always pointing out the obvious. Like somebody will do something to him and he'll be like, "The Pepsi is right here," and then it'll be like really funny, Pepsi, not a sponsor, but what do I think Steve Carell is going to do? How do I think he's going to do? What do I think of the show? Let's talk about that now. I don't really know if the show is going to work out. I like the fact that Steve Carell is doing a comedy show. I like the fact that it's the creators of The Office, and I like the style of humor. That's what I like about the show, okay? I never said I hated the entire show. I like that about the show. What I don't like is that it's a space cadet general who doesn't know what he's doing. The Office worked because it was a real-life environment that made sense to have that kind of humor. It's like you're in a cubicle, and I work in corporate America as a financial analyst, so like that kind of humor actually works. There are people that are like quirky and like, awkward and stuff because you're in that kind of environment. But when you're an Army general that has to lead a Space Force team, the awkward humor he presents is definitely not believable in a way. It's weird. It's like, it's not really satire either because everyone else is serious. Like Tropic Thunder, for example, those guys were supposed to be like military guys, but they weren't serious. But nobody else in that movie was serious either. Everybody was a character. But in this movie, like everyone's super serious and they're taking their job really seriously. And then Steve Carell is like the only funny, awkward guy. The character doesn't match with the storyline and doesn't match with the other characters. See, the thing about The Office was that Steve Carell was awkward and weird with like a great sense of humor, along with everybody else. John Krasinski, Rainn Wilson, all these people, they had the exact same humor that Steve Carell did. But in this show, everyone around him is serious except for Steve. At least that's what I saw from this trailer. Everybody kind of doesn't like him. They're like, "Oh, he's screwing up. He's screwing up." It's like you took Michael Scott from The Office and put him in the middle of like real life NASA. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a comedic version of NASA. It's like you took Michael Scott from The Office and just dropped him in the middle of like actual NASA, and that's pretty much it. But it looks like a great show. I can't wait to see Steve Carell. That's just a little criticism, but I like the humor. I like the concept. I like Steve Carell, and I can't wait to see what happens. Tell me what you guys think. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.